Greetings, today I'm checking out the brand new sequential indicator units for the Mark III Focus from Autobeam. Here we are then, the brand new LED 501 sequential and static indicator units from Autobeam, and indeed all three flavours. If you're familiar with the original version of the sequential indicators that Autobeam did last year, you'll know that the only option that you could have was smoked, which looked absolutely excellent, of course. It really added an aggressive look to the wing mirror area, but this year with the new version we have three different colour options. So we have clear, which is much similar to the colour of the stock housing. We then have white. As you can see, it is very noticeably white. And then we have black, which is probably a little bit darker than the smoked from last year, but I think looks absolutely awesome. They're lovely and shiny. They look really, really well built. And there are several other features and upgrades that the previous version did not have. The features that we have here, they are not just sequential indicator units anymore. They are now also static. Switchable via the switch just right here. So simple. Just one way for static, one way for sequential. So if you don't want the sequential, but you want a whole strip of LEDs to replace the stock individual unit, you can have it with these units. Just flick the switch onto static mode and there you go. So these are low power consumption, high lumen output. They're long lasting, very high quality like we've already said. And we have also this new design of, it's probably easiest to see in the clear one. The design of the diffuser in the glass means that we get a really nice, even, uniform distribution of light. A couple of other awesome upgrades are, you'll see the connection, the 501 connection, now can only go in so far, so there's going to be no issues with getting that installed and putting that in the exact right amount. And then the other cool thing is then you see where the wires are coming out, we have this new rubber sealed area, so there's going to be no issues with water ingress into the light unit, which is just a lovely piece of quality upgrading that Autobeam have been doing. As you can see, of course, I have all three different sets, and what we're going to do is I am going to pull the old ones out. I'm going to put these in one by one and show you the differences between them. Then I'll finish up the install of my particular favorite, and then the other two I am going to give away. So make sure that you stick around to the end of the video to find out how you can win a set of these for yourself. Alright then, the first thing that we want to do is actually from inside the car, and what we want to do is we want to angle the mirror glass so that the gap here on this side is at its biggest. So we flick that over and very simply just push the button to push it as far over to the right, in this case, as we can. Okay, what we want to do now then is we want to get our fingers in the side into this gap that we created in between the housing of the mirror and the mirror glass, and we want to pry the glass out. Now this is clipped into like a circular thing, so you just need to give it a good yank and it will pop out. Once it loosens, don't just run away with it, because there is an electrical connection on there which will break if you run away. So we want to be very careful. So just pop it, and you can see our two wires here. So what we want to do is just rotate it upwards and rest the glass in here. Next, what we want to do is remove the mirror cap. Alright then, having removed our mirror glass, we can now get very much easy access to these two clips which are holding the top of the mirror cap on. Then what we need to do, you can see here, this is the connection to our existing sequential indicator units from Autobeam, and then around here, just behind here, you can't really see, but just where my finger is, there is a clip that is holding the housing of the indicator unit in there. But we can't unclip this without taking the mirror cap off, because there's a little bit of plastic which is right behind the mirror cap. If we unclipped our indicator unit and then tried to remove it, it would break. So we need to take this right off. So what we want to do is we want to get something that's like quite small, thin and blunt, and push down on the little black bits that are part of the mirror housing. So you want to slot that in there and push down on them. And then at the same time use a trim tool to just gently push backwards on the mirror cap. You can see it coming apart there. So then we do it on the other one too. And you see our mirror cap is now released. So now we can get rid of our tools, and then we just gently get a grip on the mirror cap, and we want to kind of take it backwards and up and out. So gently just release, up and out. So this is the plastic tab right here that is stopping us from just removing the housing with the cap on. You can see the mirror cap just goes right over the top of that. Now the clip to remove the housing is right behind here. You've got a couple of options to remove this. You can either put a trim tool into this gap and just shimmy it along here, and then this will eventually pop out. But since we have the glass off already, we can get access to the clip directly. So what you want to do is the same little tool that I used to push those plastic tabs down up top is I'm just reaching in here and I'm just pushing against. See? You just push against this little flappy bit and then it just pops right out. So now it's a very simple case of just removing the 501 connection, and that is our old indicator units out. Alright then, with having one of these off the car, I can do a side-by-side comparison. So of course, this is the previous year's version, the original V1 of the Autobeam sequential indicator units. So you can see that they are quite different looking really once they are side by side. So, I mean, it's kind of almost like in between the clear and what is now the black. So like I was saying, you know, I really like the smoked look, but I really am now digging this black one. I think is probably my favorite so far, because whenever you sort of shine it in a certain light, you can see the new like diffusion design of the glass there, which looks really cool and kind of gives that grey sort of smoked look. This had a very much OEM look to make it look OEM plus, which was absolutely cool. But the new V2, I think, is just a bit more special looking now. So that is awesome. Flipping over, you can see the difference. We have this open design on the old V1, and we have now this nice rubber seal design on the V2. I mean, the quality of the original V1 was spot on. I mean, I've had this on for over a year now, and it's working to this day, and I absolutely love them. But yeah, the new ones just look absolutely awesome, a real upgrade. And of course we have that selector switch for sequential or static. So yes, without further ado, let's go and get these installed. Alright then, I have the new unit. So installation is very, very easy. So we see this tab right here. We line it up in the little groove on the side here, and we line the rest of it up, and then all we need to do is give it a push. There we go, and once we have that reassuring click, that is it in place firmly, and now we can move on to our electronics. We have our connector and our switch, so we want to push them through, of course, to the inside, and then grab our 501 connector and very simply connect it. You can see your two metal connections. We just line our connector up, push it in all the way that it will go. Like we were saying earlier, it has that little sort of bump stop, so it won't go too far. It'll just go the exact right amount. And that's pretty much it for the electronics. Now what we can do is we can turn the indicators on to test, and then we can choose which switch setting we want, whether it's static or sequential. And you can see it is working very nice, and we are of course in sequential mode, which is the mode that I'm going to leave it in, but you know, just to show you, flick the switch and then go back over here and you can see we're now in static mode. So yeah, I mean, that's just really so easy to do. Just flick the switch and we're back on sequential. Perfect. So now we can put the rest of the stuff back together, and that will be this side done. Alright then, glass is what I'm going to do first. So we just rotate it back around, and then we line our big circle up with the big circle that's in here. And if you just sort of guess the approximate position that you were in before, which we know was a bigger gap on this side, the glass like at this kind of an angle, and then sort of center yourself, you know, you will land in the right place. So when you're happy, then give it a push and it will click back in, and that is our glass back in. Now we just need to do our mirror cap. So this can be a bit tricky just to get it to seat back into place, but the main points to note are these two clips at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it in, then we're going to try and locate these two clips into the two corresponding holes. Then once they're all the way down at the bottom and in, then we simply just have to push it down like that and sort of in, and then it'll clip onto these two top clips. So just take your time, don't force it, make sure that everything is in the right place. You don't want to break any clips. Okay, so now we have those bottom ones in place. So like I was saying, we just push it down and in, boom, and it clicks nicely in, and that is this side done. So all we got to do now is repeat the exact same process on the other side, and then we'll be installation complete on our brand new AutoBeam sequential indicator units. Well, there we go, that is the installation finished of our brand new sequential indicator units from AutoBeam, and I think they look absolutely awesome. All the different color options look really cool and give a really different character to the car, and indeed the illumination looks different on each one. It's just really cool that that option now exists, and you can get a set that suits your individual tastes. So if you would like to get a set of these, jump on over to the AutoBeam website. I'll put a link in the description box below, and make sure that you use discount code ADAM12. I'll flash that up on the screen and you will get 12% discount. Or alternatively, if you would like to win either this clear set or this white set, let me know in the comments down below. All you have to do is say which set you would like the most, and also make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. So then in a week or two I will gather up all of the entries. I will randomly pick someone to win the clear, and I will randomly pick someone to win the white, and I will get in contact, get your details, and get them sent out. So I hope you like that, and I hope you like these new sequential indicator units from AutoBeam, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe for more content to come very, very soon. Thank you once again. Goodbye.